really scared now.
The train right here is ridiculous. It's really a scone. Really a scone. Yesterday the queue was about 2 hours and this morning the queue is about 3 hours.
If you want me to describe, it's like a Chinese medication flavor, which I totally don't like it.
The Japan Shinkansen. And our next city here in the UK, this is York. And this will be a pit stop before we head to Scotland. The train right here is ridiculous. It was very crowded. It seems that there are some issues with the overhead display and some people actually reserved their seat but it was shown as available. But lucky for us, that whole 2.5 hour ride, we weren't caught off our seat and we were able to sit for the whole journey. Others were not as lucky as us. Some of them were at the aisles with their luggages and they stood all the way. And some were even heading all the way up to Edinburgh, which is another 1.5 hours. Not a very good experience, and the leg room of the seat is also quite narrow, so after we put our luggages, there weren't rooms for our legs. The overhead compartment is also too small to stuff our luggages, and the luggage rack at the end of the train is also very packed, but we finally made it here. So some little fun facts about York. It is deemed as the most haunted city in Europe and it's by this institution called the International Ghost Research Foundation. I didn't know such foundation existed, but yeah, they deem York as the most haunted city in Europe.
I'm really scared now.
We are not staying near the York city centre, so hopefully it's less haunted. Behind us is the Clifford's Tower, and this is the largest remaining piece of what used to be the York Castle, and it seems that a lot of murder took place at the York Castle, so probably this is the most haunted spot.
Beside this castle, there is a Hilton Hotel, so maybe...
There's a street here called the Shambles and it's used to model the Diagon Alley in the Harry Potter films. It's one of the main attractions here in York.
There is a lot of Harry Potter related shops.
And that is why we did a pit stop here.
There is another fun fact about York. Even though it's a small town, it has 365 pubs. You can go to one pub every day and you will need to use a year to finish visiting all the pubs.
York is also the place where Kit Kat is created, as well as Smarties. There's a museum dedicated to the creation of these chocolate snacks and we'll see if we have the time to check it out. So we will spend 1.5 days here in York and we'll see you at each of the attractions. Bye! So apparently here at York, they are very famous for their afternoon teas. And behind me is Betty's, and it's kind of the best place to have afternoon tea. But because we were really hungry and the queue is actually pretty long, we have decided to skip and head straight in to buy their scone and tart. This is their Fat Rascal. Not sure what it is made of, but it's really huge and it has grapes, almond, and a lot of raisin inside. It looks really good. Taste test. It's not too bad. It's actually really soft, and once you bite into it, it actually crumbles. Very sweet. And inside it has a lot of dried fruit, so it has raisin, they have oranges. This looks like a lemon piece. Just now we had their Fat Rascal, and this is their orange plus chocolate scone. It's kind of cute. It has like a face pattern on it. Slightly smaller than the Fat Rascal, but it's also slightly cheaper. So I love orange and I love chocolate, so this should be the best scone I can buy in this shop. Time for a taste test. So their scone is slightly bigger than what we used to eat in Singapore. So if you are buying more than one, you might need to share because it's really very huge, and after you eat a little bit, it becomes a little bit nauseating or gelat. Once you bite the scone, it actually crumbles. It has a very nice sweet flavour to it, very nice texture. And this itself, it has a lot of dried orange pieces as well as chocolate. I think the chocolate is dark chocolate, so it gives it a slightly bitter taste compared to the Fat Rascal. The Fat Rascal, the whole thing is sweet. The dried fruit is sweet. The scone itself is sweet. So this one has a slightly bitter taste to it. Not bad. And the very last item is this Yorkshire curd tart. It looks like a scone in the center with a tart surrounding it. Hopefully it's not a scone inside because we ate 2 scones just now and we are kind of sick of it already. So yeah, taste that. So the tart layer itself is really hard and very sweet. And I think the inside is really a scone. It's really a scone. Really a scone. It's like a scone within a tart. So the inside, even though it's like a scone, it's more moist and it has a lot of dried raisin in it. So it's a good combination because the exterior is a little bit hard, the inside is soft and moist. Not bad. So if there's only one item you want to buy in Betty's, you should get this because it has the best of both worlds. Yeah, and you can probably skip the scone if you want. Don't be like us, we ordered 2 big scones and this Yorkshire tart. It's actually 3 scones. So sadly, even though the queue was really long just now, it cleared pretty fast, so there's no longer a queue. We probably should have went for the afternoon tea instead.
We are here at the Shambles. The buildings here has a unique feature. At the ground floor, the square feet is the smallest, and then the second level is bigger. If the buildings has a third level, it will be even bigger. The reason behind is because in the olden days, the buildings are used to dry meat and they want to minimize the sunlight, and that's the reason why they built the building in this way.
A very good morning. Today is our second day here in York, and behind us is the York Minster. This is the second largest Gothic cathedral in Northern Europe, and it's really nice. The exterior has very intricate design and it is easy to spot because it is kind of the tallest building here in York. You can actually climb up a few hundred steps to have a good view of York, and it costs about £15 to head up. Just this morning we started our day with a full English breakfast, and this is our second time having a full English breakfast, and I got to say it is a very heavy meal. And if you want to start your day with a heavy breakfast and you want to skip lunch or have brunch, try the full English breakfast. It is quite a feast. So while we were in the Shambles yesterday as well as just now, we noticed that there's a store called the York Ghost Merchant, and it has really very long queues. So yesterday while we were there, the queue was about 2 hours, and this morning the queue is about 3 hours, and they sell kind of like a ghost figurine that looks like a blanket ghost. From what we read, each of this figurine is unique, I guess, which is why it is very popular. We will try to see if we can get one, knowing that the figurine that you buy is the only one in the world. It's very rare.
This is also not the only one shown in the world.
So next up, we will be heading to the medieval walls, and this wall is like a 2-hour walk, which will also grant you good views of York. So we'll see you when we get there.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And this is the medieval wall of York. This wall is the perimeter of the York town, and it is split into 3 main sections, and we are now at the longest part of the section, which is after the Landell Tower. It's a bit low, so you don't really get a very good view of the York City, but the part which we got on has a very nice view of the York Minster. So if you don't really have the time to walk this 2-hour long walk around the perimeter of York, then you can go to the section where it has a view of the York Minster. I think that is probably the best part of the wall. It has started to drizzle a little bit, so we can't really walk the full city wall walk. We will be heading to our next location, which is the UK Rail Museum here at York, and we will see you when we get there. Bye bye.
We are now at the restaurant that sells another York specialty, York pudding. York pudding is not those sweet pudding, it's actually a savory pudding. It looks like a bread, and then on top there are meat, potato, carrot, and a piece of black color bun. I don't know, later we will see. I think we have quite a high expectation towards this dish. This, I thought it's a bun. If you want me to describe, it's like a Chinese medication kind of flavor, which I totally don't like it. If you know what's this, let us know. I will try the bread with pork. The bread is very thin. I think the bread here is just to serve as a bowl, to put all the ingredients on top. It's pretty ordinary. It's just a saltish gravy, pork, veggie, and these things that we don't really like with the bread. A bit disappointing, but this is one of the York specialties. Maybe you can try and let us know if you really like it. While we were walking to the Railway Museum, we chanced upon this shop that sells chocolate drink, and they sell different variety of chocolate. Can go to the very intense dark chocolate of 100% to white chocolate. The shopkeeper is very nice. She let us taste different kind of chocolate before we decide which one we want to buy. After tasting a few chocolate buttons, we decided Uganda is our favorite.
The chocolate drink is actually made from the chocolate buttons. They melt it and they make it into a drink.
I really like it. So in some of the European countries, sometimes you will see that they sell hot chocolate and it's those very thick kind of hot chocolate. This is not that kind of hot chocolate. This is like chocolate milk kind of texture. It's totally liquid, but it is full of chocolate and it is hot. So it's very suitable for a windy and cold weather. Totally worth it. Please come here when you are visiting York.
And we are now in the UK Rail Museum, and it is the largest rail museum in the UK as well as in Europe. If you are a train lover, definitely come here. You can see behind us there's a lot of trains on display and it is free to enter. So most of the trains you can't go on board. They do allow you to see the engine as well as the locomotive, but there's just one train which you can enter, and that is the Japan Shinkansen. And on display here is the only Shinkansen that is on display outside of Japan, and it's the very first Shinkansen. It's called the Shinkansen Zero. So you can actually pre-book your ticket, but while we are here there's not much of a queue, so maybe you can just walk in. So thanks for joining us here in York, and we will see you in our next video. We'll be heading to Edinburgh on board a train.
Thank you for watching. Do hit the like and subscribe button for more travel related videos.